Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this already traced vector file, and they do not like these little bitty skinny lines, and there's some bad spots and all over it, like right here. And I've already done it just to make sure I could do it, so I made the lines thicker and got rid of all the bad spots. But this, well, I missed one right there. Anyway, well, that's just part of it. Uh, this is pretty easy. If this is grouped together, we can hit P and put it at the center of the page. And then I'm going to left click, right click, and it is 100% symmetrical. So what we're going to do, we're going to start drawing a 2-point line and hold down the control button and then hit P. And that puts it right in the middle. This way, we're only going to have to do half of them. And then when we flip it over, you'll see in just a second. So if you will take your virtual segment delete key while holding down the Alt button so it'll kind of go in a straight line and just delete all these lines. And then, you can use the square when you get to bigger spots, but make sure you get them all. And also when I was doing this, there are some double lines that I don't know if they're going to cut this out or just engrave it, but we're going to get rid of all these lines. And just make sure you get all of them. And then this way, we only have to fix half of it because it's symmetrical. So what we're going to do first, we're going to start at his head and kind of look. Nothing really wrong there. So there's this bad spot right there. Well, it's not really bad. I would just take the shape tool and move that and see. And then you could change it and make it, whatever shape you want. Like whenever you see a bunch of nodes right there, there's something going on. I call that a whoop-de-doo. So we're just going to delete that node and maybe even delete that node to make it look more like that. Now, his main concern were these lines were really thin in here, and that's almost making me think he's going to engrave it, and he wants that separated. So just grab those two lines and bring them up and maybe even delete that line. Maybe even put a little roundness to it, so get them a little bit further apart. And I don't think I'm going to do the whole, but see, I can see a bunch of nodes in one corner. So there's something going on there, but maybe it's just a bunch of nodes, so we could delete those. If it doesn't change anything too much, like right here, there's a bunch of lines that are really close. So what I would do is actually change this part. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to actually go to Object, Group, and break the curve apart. And then if we look at this line, making sure there's just one set, we can go up to Effects and Contour. I'm going to contour like 0.001. That's not too bad. I'm going to go up to Object and break the contour apart and then just get rid of the red line. And then that way, those lines are further apart. I was thinking there was another couple, well, like right here on his leg, where these lines are really close together. And that kind of makes me think they're going to engrave this and just want some separation. And you can zoom in. Those two pieces are actually touching. So you're going to just kind of move these out a little bit. I don't think you could do anything wrong in any of it. Just delete some nodes. And I see something that looks like a really thin line or a double line, like those are actually touching. So let's see what happens here. Yep, see, that was just kind of touching that other line. So we can grab all these nodes, kind of move them over, maybe even delete some of the nodes. I'm looking for a double line, but I don't see any right now. And you could, now you could kind of play with it. Don't really like his toes. Maybe bring this toe in a little bit more and keep that from being square. you know, it's an abstract type photo or abstract type drawing. So that one is pretty close to the other line. We could grab that whole thing and just kind of move it over. And then once you're done, well, let's look at, where was that one that I thought I'd missed in the earlier one? I really don't like that. So let's just take her, you could actually use the shape of the smoothing tool, but we'll just get rid of that node and see what it looks like. You know, just kind of maybe even do that. I think we got it all. Well, somehow I messed with his head. I must have deleted a line. So maybe take a freehand tool and just kind of go to that node and just put it up there to that other line. And then get rid of your middle line. I would suggest to group this together, Control G and then Control D to duplicate it, and then take the two-sided arrow and just bring it over. And you can now see that the black is over here, and that doesn't matter. Now, I'm not sure it's not going to leak, so I'm going to put a rectangle around it just in case it leaks with the Smart Fill tool. And now we're going to take the Smart Fill tool and get an open spot, fill it in, and it did not leak. Then take your Smart Fill out of the way. You still got your lines. And if he is going to cut this out, he can always go left click, right click, and just make sure it's a hairline. But I'm pretty sure he's going to engrave it. It's a pretty cool drawing. If we look side by side at the feet on my old one compared to my new one, just gives it a little bit more look. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.